Welcome back to day 9. So in the last video I talked about Vin Jiang. He is a communications expert, and yeah, so I didn't get to really mention it the last video for what his name was. Actually, sorry, the other thing that I've noticed while making these videos is like I tend to adjust my glasses with my face. I gotta stop doing that. Yeah, so going back to Vin Jiang. So on day 8 I talked about how I was putting the insights that he was teaching in a few of his videos, and just making it like an effort and a practice just to implement these things that I'm learning from his videos, like not touching my face, or adding filler words or sounds like yeah, like, or so I'm trying to make it an effort just to sit with the silence and be able to really think about what I'm going to say, and be able to just feel comfortable and use my hands, use my body language when I talk, and smile. I gotta remember to smile when I talk. It feels weird, it feels creepy, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. I gotta put in the practice. I do have to scratch my nose because it's actually itchy. Okay, so I want to start off with a quote from Vin, or a few quotes actually, that I thought resonated with me. So I'll just read it from my computer here. So, the only way to build real self-confidence is by stepping outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, it's like, just let that sit with you, because 9 days ago, or 8 days ago I should say, I was terrified to just put the camera and press record and just talk to the camera, and I found that very terrifying. Like, I felt super nervous, and just like the idea of like, I'm gonna post this and people may potentially watch this, it was like, yeah, like the fear and like the resistance of it all was just really just bugging me out. But you know, I did it, and now I'm still here, and I'm super proud of myself. Day 9, it's crazy. Yep. I caught myself again. It's a practice. I just gotta just sit with the calm, be present, and move forward. So the next quote from Vin is, don't focus on what you don't have, focus on what you can create. When I think about that, I do think about, so going back, prior to the new year, my wife and I decided to do a no spend challenge. So that's basically of all of 2024, just no spending any money on nothing that's like wants, basically, like clothing, so like wants, like going out to eat or picking up coffees, and clothes. Like, our biggest thing with my wife and I is like buying clothes, where I know we enjoy it, and I feel like it's been a crutch for us to just feel, I guess, something. So we're just trying to we're gonna pump the brakes, take a break for a year. So I'm just like trying not to focus on like what I don't have. It's like things that I don't necessarily need, and like thinking about things that I can actually create, like this YouTube video that I've been meaning to build, like make for the longest time, this YouTube channel actually. And now that I'm like building this muscle of like comfort of talking to the camera and being able to just film myself talk, and I feel like every day I'm just getting better at this. And it's funny I mentioned that, like literally like 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago, I was like sitting on the couch tired, and it's just like, you know what, like I can just go to bed now and feel totally rested. And it's like in the back of my head was just telling me like, nah, you don't have to film that video. And the other part of me is just like, I know I'm gonna regret it if I don't do this. So I'm glad I showed up. So the next thing I want to talk about is refining my morning routine, and just being flexible with my routine and not be so rigid just because I'm a parent as well. So I've been filming these videos late at night, and I try to do a little bit of editing, and I try to get this video out preferably as soon as possible. And yeah, so I'm going to bed at like 11 p.m., 12 p.m. and usually I like to wake up around like 5 or 6 o'clock just to be able to do my morning routine, like meditate, have a cup of coffee, take my dogs out for a walk, and then work out. And since I've been filming these videos, I've been sleeping late, waking up around like 6 or 7 o'clock, and my daughter wakes up around 7:30, so it's, yeah, I'm just trying not to stress about how my routine is, and just, you know, like I just gotta adjust. Like I know this challenge is just 30 days, and I know things will go back to normal, and I just gotta find different windows to film this. Like I'm actually filming this now like before 9:30, 10 o'clock, which I'm super pumped about. And I think I'll be able to get this video out before 10. So, yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about was I went on social media today, but it was mainly to find inspiration for content planning for my business. So there's this one account that, or this clothing brand that I am a fan of, and it's Drake's. They're a clothing brand based in London, and I just love, like, and they did a couple collaborations with like Amelie Ondor and Paraboot, like a few brands that I'm a big fan of, and I stumbled upon them like a couple years ago, and I just love their tailoring, their choice of fabrics and garments and cuts, and also the way they create their social media or their content. So just the aesthetic of it. So like I'm kind of creating like a mood board about it, and just pretty much just copying it, trying to make it my own, and I'm trying to get that aesthetic for my content moving forward. And I actually have another quote here, and it's by Chris Do from The Future, and he put this like so well. Like it made me just totally rethink social media as a whole, especially for my practice and how I want to show up on these platforms. And he says, your socials are not your portfolio. Your socials are not your portfolio. And being a landscape designer, having to show my work is like, it's so nerve-wracking, because like I'm I'm 2 years in. I'm still new. I do have a couple projects under my belt, but the things with landscaping, it's like it takes a couple years for these projects to fully mature and kind of get to the point at these gardens at their visual peak. And since a lot of the projects that I've been working on are at their infancy, it's like I don't want to take any photos, which I did. I still took photos of the finished product, but it's it takes a couple years to take these photos of these finished products, and just hearing that my social media platform isn't a portfolio is just a game changer, because now I can like really like I don't feel as limited. So I'm just trying to figure out like how can I provide value like within my niche in landscape design. And yeah, just a lot of ideas are like flowing in now, and I'm like able to really plan this out. So that's my wife telling me to buy a couple things for my daughter. Day 9, time's up, and I feel like I could talk for another 10 minutes. I think the one thing I do want to adjust though, because I am still talking quietly, and so tomorrow I'm going to be I'm starting a podcast with a really good friend of mine, a childhood friend, and I think for day 10, I'm going to film myself just talking to him, and I think I'm just going to post that for video 10, because I just want to see like how comfortable I talk around my friends, and just film myself and just observe, because I know I just need to like kind of bridge that gap of like how I'm filming myself alone talking to the camera versus like talking to my friend Sydney. So like it'll be a nice contrast, and just because I just haven't talked to my friends in a while, and me and my friend Sydney have been talking about making this podcast for a while, so it'll be another good thing to practice. So yeah, I'm over 10 minutes now. I'm gonna say goodbye, and until next time. Video 9.